The Roman Empire wiped out a lot of languages all over Europe, but they started by doing this in Italy. Today, basically all Italian languages come from Latin, but Latin is just one of many languages that was spoken in Italy before the Roman Empire. And just like Italian and Spanish are sibling languages because they both come from Latin, Latin had siblings too. For instance, languages like Oscan, Umbrian, and Faliscan had the same relationship to Latin that Spanish does to Italian. They all come from an unwritten language that can be reconstructed called Proto-Italic. So Oscans and Umbrians and Faliscans were some of the first peoples to be Romanized. This is because their related languages and cultures made it easier for them to learn Latin. But there were other languages that weren't really siblings to Latin. We'll start with the cousins. In parts of southern Italy, dialects of ancient Greek were spoken, and Greek is distantly related to Latin. The same goes with the Celtic languages in northern Italy. In fact, Celtic languages are thought to be even more related to Latin than Greek is, or at least they have a more recent ancestor language. But there were also languages that weren't related to Latin at all. For instance, the Etruscans that lived in modern-day Tuscany spoke a non-Indo-European language. So all those other languages I was saying were related to Latin were Indo-European. But Etruscan probably descends from a language that was spoken in Italy before the Indo-Europeans even came. And there were probably other languages related to Etruscan spoken in different parts of Italy. Partially because Etruscan was so different from Latin, they weren't Romanized as fast as other peoples in Italy. In fact, a lot of Romans admired Etruscan civilization. But after centuries of Roman control, Romanization was a pretty thorough process in Italy. So the linguistic diversity of Italy kind of went through this bottleneck where everybody learned Latin and then started turning it into different languages again. And this process of homogenization and then diversification is pretty common in historical linguistics.